Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another video for the channel. On this occasion, I bring you 20 essential vanilla mods your Minecraft needs. Part number 2. Well, a few months ago, we visited some that improved the experience. And to some extent, they are somewhat necessary. So, if you don't find it in this video, mods that interest you, I doubt very much, you can visit part 1. I'm sure you might like something there. But before starting, let me ask you to please subscribe and leave your like, since that will be helping me a lot to continue uploading content like this every week. That there is little left to finally arrive to 100,000 subscribers. It's up to you whether I can eat another day. So, without anything else to say, let's go for the video. The first mod I'll be showing you. This time it will be just Zoom. Well, let's see. Surely many people remember the spyglass, a very useful tool for Minecraft Bedrock. Well, this mod will be doing it, but much better because simply by pressing a key, we will now be able to zoom in and even have a kind of camera, cinematic, to be able to move a little slower and see the details. This doesn't happen from a distance with a telescope. Well, basically we can move quickly. Also, we will only be able to see things inside a square. Another thing that Zoom allows you to zoom in. I mean, just look. I can see this even down to the pixels. In any case, this is one of the best plugins that you must have. But if we are talking about accessories, what would you think of your Minecraft? Now, I had the mechanics of the seasons. Just because right now I am in the autumn season. And as you can see, the trees and even the grass will have a tone, a little more yellowish. Well, this mod is called Serene Season, a mod that will make your Moo unable to switch between stations every so often, between spring, summer, autumn, and winter, making your world feel much more alive and realistic, and why not also at a certain degree of difficulty. And the best thing is that if you want to play at any station, specifically, you can do it easily with this command to choose the station you like the most. An amazing mod that is definitely worth it to give a better atmosphere to your world, as I told you in part number 1. We will have a mod very similar to the one I'm going to show you next. So this will depend on tastes. Well, if I had previously shown you corpse mode, that at the moment of dying I would leave your body on the ground. In this case, we will be leaving graves. These graves, they will be protecting our objects from disappearing, even keeping the same order that we had. Well, let's see. I want you to pay close attention to the order of objects that we have. If we were to die, when we reappear, we will have a note. This will be the information of our death, like our name, the dimension where we come to die, the date of death, and also the coordinates. This is clear in case we don't have a map mode. And once we finally reached our grave, you just have to break it. As you can see, all the items we have recovered have been put exactly in the same place. The next mod will be on enchantment, descriptions, and I can guarantee you that yes, you're going to leave this video wanting to download it. And if you think I'm exaggerating, you better prepare yourself. Well, if we go to an enchantment table and we enchant something, now we can see the description of these enchantments. For example, in this case, I had to push to. In the description, it will tell us that the recoil force increases of the weapon, and some will tell me that this is something quite obvious, or there will even be some who tell me that they already know to perfection all the enchantments in the game. But tell me one thing. Do you know what do other mods enchantments do? For example, we will have the tunneling enchantment, of which, if we go to the description, will tell us that we can destroy them. That from below the one we are pecking at. Okay, now let's put it to the test. Let's try to chop this gold. And as you will be seeing, indeed, the descriptions are completely true. True. Wow, I'm already feeling old. So yes, this possibly be one of the mods most useful that you can ever try. The next mod is called Traveler's Titles. A simple and small mod that all it will be doing is adding a letter of title at the time of contact with different biomes. A small change, but that will undoubtedly be giving it a little more life to your Minecraft world. Continuing, we will have the Chimes mod, which might seem like just another decoration, but the truth is that it will have its own secrets. Well, to start with, this mod will be bringing us 6 new bells with different sounds and animations. That will not only give your buildings better customization, but will also be quite useful, since you will be able to scare away one of the creatures most annoying of all Minecraft. We're talking about the Phantoms. And look, despite being close to a lot of ghosts around me, they can't get close enough to attack me. Well, these bells will keep repelling them. So, if you are looking for a little decoration mod, and at the same time, be useful to you, this may be one of your best options. The next mod that I will be showing you, it's called Better Archaeology, and possibly the biggest mod I will be showing in this video, but I was almost forced to put it in. Well, as we will remember, Minecraft added the archaeology mechanic, although unfortunately quite a few things were missing, making it feel very empty. And thanks to this mod, we will have a new type of villager, which may appear in this type of structures, and which will be able to sell us related things with archaeology, such as new and improved types of brushes or vases. But the most important thing will be the map to the structures, larger of which we will have for different ones, each with special and unique treasures. These were the ancient totems, extremely objects, rare, and that will give the player new abilities. Special, but if we are talking about striking things, for this we will have the new fossils, of which we will have 7, and they will not only be decorative pieces, but will also be useful for our adventure, whether it allows us to breathe underwater, or give us the slow fall effect, being close to them. These fossils, we will be able to find them in new old structures, where we should use our brush to be able to reveal what the new land hides. Suspicious if you are interested in knowing more about this mod. On my channel you will have a video showing it in detail, revealing all its secrets and the usefulness of each tool. And with nothing more to say, let's go for the next position. The next mod we'll look at is called Golem Healer, which will be bringing us a new type of villager, who will be in charge of curing to the golems. It is when detecting a wounded golem. This will start working, creating a small iron golem that will merge with him. And just as you saw it at the beginning, from time to time, these will go to sleep under the trees. Also, when being near a poppy, they will take it in their hands to have the regenerative effect. And if all this I told you doesn't seem enough to you, what they will be able to sell us will be objects, extremely valuable. So, if you are looking for flashy mods to be able to improve your villages, this will surely be what you are looking for. The next mod we'll be looking at is called Inventory Profiles. Well, one of the most annoying things when exiting exploration in Minecraft, it is precisely the theme of objects. And surely at some point, you inventory term looking something like this. But don't worry, with a simple button, this will be totally fixed. The best of all is that we will have different types of order. But the thing does not end here, because when interacting with the chest, we will have a menu quite similar to this one, where we will also have the same functions. And even to be able to take out and put in all objects quickly. Thing that fixes the problem of object clutter in the inventory, and will even be compatible with backpack mods, which will be taking us to the next position. The next mod we'll be looking at is called Sophisticated Backpack, and that you have surely seen on more than one occasion. But if you didn't know the name, well, look, now you know, and it is no coincidence, since this is the backpack mode par excellence. Well, practically every Minecraft series will be using it seriously. If you don't believe me, go check it out. Well, this mod will work as follows. First, we will have to make the basic backpack, which will only have 27 spaces to be able to store things. But here's where the interesting part comes in. Well, these backpacks can be improved. First passing through iron, then for gold, by diamond, and of course, had to be the netherite upgrade, where we will have a space similar to this. And if that were not enough, can also be further improved. These improvements will give more uses to our backpack, such as use a furnace inside or also a crafting table. We will also have other slightly more complex ones, as the tank upgrade. That will allow us to store liquids inside the backpack. Improve nutrition, that when you have food inside your backpack, will be feeding us automatically. Others that will increase even more the ability to store objects. The next mob we'll be looking at, it's called More Villagers, which will be bringing new jobs for the villagers, specifically 8, and each one will offer you very interesting things. First, we will have the miner. This one will be selling and buying you things related to mining, such as types of stone and also cave maps. The oceanographer will be selling you related things, with the sea-like sponges, nautilus shells, and also the trident. The lumberjack will be able to buy different types of trees from you, in addition to being able to sell you types of wood, and also tools. The netherologist will sell you things related to the nether. Among the most important, they will be structure maps and the pig step disc. Then we will have the enderiographer. This one will specialize in selling you the best things, like dragon's breath, choker shells, and even the head of the dragon in itself. The engineer will focus on selling you related things. Ayla redstone, for the creation of mechanisms. The florist will be selling you related things to the plants, like berries, or even maps that will take you to biomes. Specific, the hunter will also be one of the best villagers, selling and buying related things to the enemies. So if you are looking for a mod to improve your Minecraft villagers, this is surely one of your best options. The next mod we'll be looking at is called Healing Campfire, a small mod that will improve enormously to the bonfires and how to use them. Well, from now on, when we meet within a radius of approximately 15 blocks, it will be giving us the regeneration effect, as a small reference to the comfort that makes us feel when you are near a campfire. The next mod we will have will be Blossom Blade, a small mod that will add a new structure to the cherry blossom forests. In this we can find an enchanted iron sword that, although at first it may not seem like a big deal, just imagine that when you start your adventure, you find one of these forests, where you will find a very powerful sword. And yes, the sword that we will find will have guaranteed and very good enchantments, giving a very good advantage to the players who achieve. Find her. Good. I'm sure everyone remembers this gentleman. And I say remember because in truth, his arrival passed without pain or glory. Now see things as they are today. Sniffers are still useless. I never tire of saying it. So, Hellion Sniffer mode is the solution. Starting because now we will have a new type of cave, very similar to Alex Cave's mod, but on a much smaller scale, this being known as the Eternal Grotto, the place where the Sniffer used to live, and of course, the primitive plants of their time. Among the most striking will be this new type of tree, plus other small changes that will improve the contents of the Sniffer. That in this case, you probably already noticed. That now the plant's torch will be able to illuminate. Something that actually makes a lot of sense. Or else why would it have the word torch in its name? But without a doubt now the most requested and striking, will the Sniffer now be able to be mounted? And although it is somewhat slow, the truth is that it will be giving it much more life. This is the way. Okay, now I want you to pay very close attention, because the next mod that I'm going to show you is one of the best multiplayer add-ons. Maybe it will be a mod that adds new structures and enemies to play in cooperative mode. A mod with a lot of content, such as armor and weapons. And no people, and now, when we open the chat, we will be seeing what we can do. Use emojis. And yes, I may have exaggerated a little, but believe me, it's worth it. And now we will have a lot of new emojis to be able to use, both classic and animated, which they will now be able to fill with life. Your server's chats. it's becoming apparent that I'm running out of ideas. The next mod is called Overworld Netherite, which, as you may already be intuiting, will bring us the new netherite mineral to our normal world, removing us from danger of burning in the nether, just to get some blocks. But don't worry, as it won't be broken. These will be very difficult to find in the overworld. Also, every time we buy one, he will not be leaving us the ancestral block ore. Only some fragments of these. And if we put 9 of them together, they will be leaving us the entire block. Outside of this, the process of obtaining netherite will be completely the same, but at least in my opinion, this mod is pretty good. Since, as I say, it seems to me one of the most balanced options to obtain. Netherite, but above all, useful for servers that do not allow travel to other dimensions. You're fed up with all the creatures and villagers. Move from where you left them. And of course, you can enclose them in blocks or put them in on boats, but I have a better solution for you. Well, what would you think if they didn't move from their place and trapping them with glue? We will have 3 different ones, each with a special utility, but they will obviously have their weaknesses. To be able to use them, you will only have to give it right-click. And please don't tell me what the stain looks like. Once a peaceful or small creature, if he steps on it, he'll be stuck forever, such as villagers or animals. But in case it bothers you that there are stains on the floor, don't worry. Well, for that we will have the invisible glue, which will do exactly the same thing, but with a stain that can barely be seen. And finally, we will have the magic glue, which you will be able to catch to any type of creature, even to beings as dangerous as the warden. Although unfortunately, this will only last about 20 seconds. After this, the glue will disappear. The next mod we'll be looking at, say Llama Charm of Undyne, a mod that will be complementing and improving the mechanics of the immortality totem. Well, surely many players, they will have lost their lives without even wanting to know how it works. This totem is that sadly, it is not enough to simply have it in the inventory. We must necessarily have it in one of the 2 hands at the time of death. If this is not the case, well, it simply won't work. However, with this mod we can equip it. Very similar to the artifacts mod. Well, very similar to these. Now we will have a space belonging to the totem, being able to activate that revive mechanic without having to remove important spaces for the shield or the sword. The next mod we'll be looking at, it's called Miner's Helmet. Well, continuing with fixing common problems. Sometimes you have to choose between put on a shield or some torches in the secondary hand when going to the mine. Depending on one or the other, we will be at a disadvantage. But calm, because this is where this mod comes in, which only will add a new Miner's Helmet that will illuminate everything in your path. And at the same time, you can be protected. And I don't know about you, but this definitely, it is something that deserves be in Minecraft. And finally, we will have the Advancement Plaques mod, which I consider one of the best visual add-on mods you may have, giving you that feeling of importance upon completing an achievement. And yes, there will be many achievements to complete in our world, but sometimes we even forget that they are there. And instead of just having a normal message in the chat, now we will have much more striking plates. But now tell me, what did you think of these mods? Which of all of them was the one you found most useful or the least useful? Or also, what other type of mods would you like to see in an upcoming video? I'll be reading you in the comments. And well guys, I hope you liked it, that they had fun. That's the most important thing for me. If you liked the video, I would ask you to please leave your like. You will comment what you thought of this video. What other types of videos would you like to see on the channel? And also subscribe, that is very important. Remember that horses don't eat spaghetti. Wednesdays! And see you in the next video. Show.